In a bustling town surrounded by factories and narrow streets lived a young man named Kabir. From the outside, Kabir looked like any ordinary person. He had completed his education, had supportive parents, and lived in a modest but comfortable home. Yet inside, Kabir felt constantly overwhelmed. If traffic delayed him by 10 minutes, his entire day felt ruined. If someone criticized his work, he replayed those words in his mind for weeks. If a friend forgot to reply to his message, he assumed he was being ignored. Small issues felt enormous. Tiny disappointments felt like disasters. Kabir often told himself, "Why does everything affect me so much? Why can't I be strong like others?" One afternoon, after receiving another rejection email from a company he had applied to, Kabir felt crushed. It was his fourth rejection in 2 months. He walked aimlessly through the market, his mind heavy with self-doubt. He stopped at a roadside juice stall and ordered a glass of lemon water. As he stood there, he overheard two middle-aged men talking nearby. One of them said, "You know that retired school principal who lives near the old clock tower? People say he gives unusual advice." The other laughed. "Unusual how? He doesn't give solutions. He changes your perspective." Kabir wasn't trying to listen, but something about that sentence caught his attention. That evening, driven by frustration more than hope, Kabir walked toward the old clock tower. Behind it stood a small, simple house with a wooden gate. An elderly man with silver hair was watering plants in the courtyard. Kabir approached respectfully. "Sir, I heard people say you help those who are troubled." The old man looked up, smiling gently. "I don't help. I just ask questions. Come, sit." Kabir sat on a wooden bench. "I feel weak," Kabir admitted. "Even small problems disturb me deeply. I want my life to be peaceful. Please tell me how to remove problems." The old man chuckled softly. "If I could remove problems, I would be the richest man alive." Kabir felt embarrassed. The old man went inside and returned with a small bowl of chili powder and a jug of water. He poured water into a small cup and added a spoon of chili powder into it. "Drink," he said calmly. Kabir hesitated, but took a small sip. Instantly his mouth burned. He coughed and wiped his tongue. "It's too spicy," he said. The old man nodded. Then he took the same amount of chili powder and poured it into a large bucket of water. He stirred it slowly. "Now taste this," he said. Kabir dipped his fingers and tasted the water cautiously. It was barely spicy. "How does it taste?" the old man asked. "It's almost normal," Kabir replied in surprise. The old man sat beside him and said, "Life's challenges are like this spice. The intensity may be the same, but your capacity decides how much you suffer." Kabir listened closely. "If your mind is like a small cup," the old man continued, "even a little difficulty will burn you. But if your heart becomes like a large bucket, the same difficulty will barely affect you." Kabir frowned. "But how do I become like the bucket?" The old man smiled. "By expanding your focus beyond yourself." For the next few days, Kabir visited the old man daily. Instead of giving lectures, the old man gave him tasks. He asked Kabir to spend an hour teaching math to children from a nearby slum. He asked him to help an elderly shopkeeper organize his store. He asked him to wake up early and walk in silence, observing people starting their day. At first, Kabir thought these tasks had nothing to do with his problems. He still did not have a job. His rejection emails still existed. But slowly, something shifted. While teaching the children, Kabir saw a boy solving equations with torn books and broken pencils. The boy smiled widely even after getting answers wrong. While helping the shopkeeper, Kabir met a man who had lost his business during a flood but was rebuilding patiently. While walking in the early morning, Kabir noticed laborers laughing together despite carrying heavy loads. Kabir began to realize that everyone carried struggles, yet not everyone allowed them to dominate their lives. One evening, he asked the old man, "Why do some people handle pain better than others?" The old man replied, "Because they don't make their pain the center of their world." Kabir thought about this deeply. The old man continued, "When you only think about your own setbacks, your world becomes very small. But when you contribute, when you understand others, when you grow in empathy, your inner space expands." Weeks passed. Kabir still faced uncertainty about his career, but his reactions began to change. When a friend cancelled plans, he did not overthink. When he received criticism, he asked how he could improve. When another job rejection came, he treated it as feedback instead of failure. One day, Kabir said, "Sir, my problems are still there." The old man smiled, and Kabir paused. "They don't feel as heavy." That, the old man said, is growth. Kabir realized something powerful. Peace does not come from a problem-free life. It comes from becoming strong enough to carry problems without breaking. Months later, Kabir received a job offer. It was not his dream job, but it was a start. He accepted it with gratitude instead of pride. He understood that success was not the reason he felt calmer. The change had happened before the success arrived. Before leaving for his new job in another city, Kabir visited the old man. One last time. "What if I forget this lesson?" Kabir asked. The old man handed him the same small cup from their first meeting. "Whenever life feels too spicy," he said, "don't ask for less spice. Build a bigger container." Kabir smiled. As he walked away, he understood that life would continue to test him. There would be failures, misunderstandings, losses, and unexpected storms. But he also knew that he no longer needed a life without problems. He needed a larger heart, and that made all the difference. Because in the end, happiness is not about reducing the salt, the spice, or the bitterness in life. It is about expanding yourself so much that even the strongest flavors dissolve within you.